It was a dark and stormy night, and Apple Stump Bushcraft was in his tent, bringing you another adventure of Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things. Greetings once again, it's Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things. Tonight we're out in my tent. You may occasionally hear two owls perched in nearby trees, hooting back and forth. Tonight we're going to take a look at a little kit I put together called Fire and Light. So this is the Fire and Light kit. It has two large rubber bands. They're not really Ranger bands, they're just standard rubber bands, but they're pretty thick and they hold it together pretty well. It's based on the CRKT Ritter RSK MK neck knife system. It comes in this tin from Columbia River Knife and Tool. The tin is approximately the size of a standard Altoids tin, but it's not an Altoids tin. It is actually marketed by Columbia River Knife and Tool. First thing we notice inside is a list of what's inside. I don't know if you can read it or not. The light's kind of strange, but CRKT Ritter RSK MK with the tin, a Swedish fire steel, a 3-function mini LED flashlight, a wet fire tinder cube, a quick fire tinder cube. There's some birch bark and some char cloth. So that's what's in it, and that's what the list looks like. So on top we have the char cloth. There are 3. Char cloth is very handy for catching a spark. You can transfer it easily to a tinder bundle and make a fire quite easily with that. Next we have some birch bark. This one is about 2 square inches, 2.5 square inches, and there are several pieces of it in here. Smaller piece, and another one, and another one, and another one. So we have 5 pieces of birch bark of various sizes. And then wrapped up inside of that birch bark we have this light, which is 3 or 4 function, as bright beam, lower beam, and signaling, and off. So if you turn it on, it stays on for 4 minutes and then it shuts itself off. Click it twice for the lower beam, and 3 times within 2 seconds you get the signaling function. You can see it's fairly bright. Wet fire tinder cube. This is a quick fire tinder cube, which is essentially cotton soaked with paraffin or some other kind of wax. Very good for starting fires. Swedish fire steel. There's the striker for it. And then here we have the star of the show. And this is the CRKT RSK MK. It has a short lanyard on it. It has a plastic sheath which you can get off with your thumb. It has a nice blade of about 1.5 inches. A couple of holes there so you can lash this onto a stick. It has a skeletonized frame. You could conceivably wrap paracord on it if you wanted to. It's very sharp. It'll do excellent work with making feather sticks, small detailed carving tasks, cutting cordage, striking your fire steel, gutting fish or small animals. This is an excellent little knife. Goes in that, snaps right in there. This is very secure. If you were to replace the lanyard with a longer piece of cordage so you could wear it as a neck knife, and you wouldn't have to worry about the cover coming off. It takes quite a bit of deliberate pressure to get it out of there. So that's the Ritter RSK Mark V by Columbia River Knife and Tool. And last but not least, there's a little survival guide, and it tells how the knife can be used in different applications. The knife goes back into the tin quite nicely. You see how the lanyard just kind of wraps around it, sits in there with the little cover on the blade. And all you have to do after that is just arrange your other implements accordingly. Put that striker underneath the knife. Swedish fire steel. The tinder cube. And what I've been doing is I have one round piece of bark here, birch bark. So I'm putting this flashlight inside of it. Kind of cushions it so the button doesn't get compressed accidentally. So we're going to put this tinder quick cube underneath there in an open spot. So the flashlight and the birch bark piece go there. Now we just start putting some birch bark pieces inside. Anyway, that's the basic layout of the fire and light kit that I put together. And I'm actually going to send this kit to another YouTuber whose channel I follow. I think that they will enjoy it and put it to good use. So I hope you're having a good time around your campfires this weekend, making s'mores and telling scary ghost stories. Watch out for Bigfoot. Have a safe and enjoyable Memorial Day weekend. I hope you take time out to honor America's war dead. And I'll see you next time on Apple Stump Bushcraft Stuff and Things.